Ding. There you go. Perfect. Okay, if everybody will just relax in your seats and close your eyes, we're going to do a little meditation. Okay, with this beautiful teaching, we speak our word into that perfect law that always says yes. And so we're going to do a little meditation just to calm ourselves and heal ourselves. And so I want you to take a beautiful deep breath and release. And just open your heart chakra. Your heart will just fill with love. It will spill over and fill every cell of your body. And it will continue to spill over into the people next to you, out the doors into our neighborhood and beyond. And so just imagine sitting in the most comfortable chair right next to a river or a creek. It's so peaceful. Just listen to the birds. And the water just flows. Any thoughts that aren't serving, just let them go in the river. And now I want you to imagine this golden light on the top of your head. And allow that golden light to come penetrate through your head, through your sinuses, your jaws, your tongue. And as this golden light goes through our body, it heals what anything that appears to be abnormal. It is just filled with love and perfect health. And now have it come down your throat, down both your arms, through your heart and lungs, your kidneys, your liver, your stomach, your intestinal tract, your hips, down your thighs, down your bottom part of your legs into your toes. And just allow that energy to bathe every cell of your body. And now take another deep, loving breath and let go. And knowing that all is well, we're just going to sit here for just a moment. I'll mind the time. And now we'll take another beautiful breath and release. And now you can open your eyes and welcome back.
Thank you so much, Cathy. So beautiful. Good morning, beautiful. Right back at you. Well, this is June. We've changed our congregationals. I love this song. This is written by Don Scott. There is so much to be thankful for. Take a look around and see everything we have within us. everything we want to be. All we need to sustain and keep us arrives on time as we prepare. Let us thank God for our blessings and all this precious love we share. There is so much to be thankful for. Take a look around and see everything we have within us, everything we want to be. All we need to sustain and keep us arrives on time as we prepare. Let us thank God for all blessings and all this precious love. All this precious love. All this precious love we share. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. Yeah. You are the face of God, yes. I hold you in my heart always. You are my family. You are the face of God. You are my family. You are the face of God. Yes, she is.
Takes one to know one.
I love you.
And now we'll say our morning prayer. If you'll just close your eyes and allow my words to be your words as I speak in the first person. And I am so grateful that there is just one power, one presence. It is all-knowing, it is everywhere, and it is so powerful. And I call this God. It's called many names, but I call it God, Spirit. And today is a brand new day. And I am so very grateful to be standing here in this sacred space that we've created just by being here together. It's so beautiful. And I know as today unfolds, it's absolutely perfect. As I become peace and compassion and the love that I want to see, that no matter what, I see the good in everything. Just keep searching, you will find it. And I am so very grateful. And as children look to their parents, I look to God. For God prepares the way and uses me as the tool, as compassion and love and peace and joy and perfect health, abundance, all the spiritual truths. And I am so very grateful for this beautiful home that brought me here. I'm so very grateful for my ministers, for the sound booth, for Yvonne and Charlie, Julius. I'm so very grateful for Patty and Dave to make this beautiful service a appear for everybody who's at home, so all of us can enjoy this music and these prayers and these words of wisdom to take with us. I now release my word into that absolute perfect law that always says, yes, beloved, more of this is on its way. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
I tell you, when she sends that into the universe, it is done. Right? I love this teaching too. It's incredible. Well, you always find the good, and we should always find the good in everything that we see, no matter what it looks like. This is another song by Don Scott and Reverend Cheryl. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Oh, you want to dance? You're like that? Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Okay, I accept things the way they are. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful, yeah, is happening to me right now. You feeling it? I love wastefully. I love wastefully. I give freely. I give freely. I reap abundantly. I reap abundantly. Oh, I already have everything I need. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. I hear you. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yes, I accept things the way they are. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yeah, you sound great. I love wastefully. I love wastefully. I give freely. I give freely. Yes, I reap abundantly. I reap abundantly. Yes, I do. I already have everything I need. Something wonderful, yeah, is happening to me right now. Sing it with me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yeah, yeah. I accept things the way they are. Sorry. I accept things the way they are not. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. Yeah, I love wastefully. I love wastefully. I give freely. I give freely. I reap abundantly. I reap abundantly. Yes, you do. I already have everything I need. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. We're gonna take it home. I know this in my mind. I feel it in this body, and so it is. We sealed it right there. And so it is. So it is. And so it is. So it is. So it is. And so it is. I love you so much. And so she is right here, Reverend Cheryl. You're powerful, girl.
Patty Powers!
I tell you. Thank you.
All right, while you're standing, if it's comfortable for you, please say with me, God bless America and the rest of the world. I'm Reverend Cheryl Bel, co-senior minister here along with my sister Stacy Hilton. If you just give yourselves a little hug. You know, I know you're respectfully following CDC guidelines where if we're vaccinated, we're not wearing a mask. If you're not vaccinated, because we want this to be a safe place, we do ask that you do wear your mask. So we're still hugging ourselves, which is good. And you can hug each other, but ask permission. It's just, I ask permission. And I haven't been turned down yet.
No, who would turn her down?
I know. So you can please be sitting. Patty, oh my goodness, Patty tried to, what did you try to do yesterday? She
Get
said
out
that-
of singing
She,
today.
yeah, she was trying to call off sick or something. I don't know. She's like, oh. I said, oh no, we're sending a prayer request out to the members of the ministry prayer team right now. We don't, and we're like, we're not picking, we're not doing anything. And Stacy and I actually were at a wedding yesterday, so it's like, oh my gosh. And we're like at our table,
You are, and I'm sorry, but I love you, and I'm sorry, and I'll do it again if I have to, because nobody heals me like you guys. They were the first ones I texted. I had the appearance of a jaw issue, okay? And it's taken care of, and it will be taken care of, and it is, because I had it all right here. These lovely people prayed for me. I can't thank you enough.
I know. Oh, no, we're not doing this.
No, we're not doing this.
Saturday night at 9 o'clock. Oh,
No, we're not doing this.
Oh, my goodness. I was going to even ask you today, it's,
How you
who has a birthday in June. And
Oh, right.
I said, well, you don't have to sing. I can say, when I say
You can
happy,
sing.
you all say birthday. And then you don't have to sing.
No, you sing it.
Oh, I'm not
Oh,
singing.
okay.
Oh my gosh, no. All right, who has a birthday in June? June is full of weddings and birthdays. All right. Well, Cathy, this was her most favorite thing to do. I know that Caden had his birthday yesterday. Caden in our sound booth over there, and it was number 21. So all the things that he was doing before are now legal. Yeah. All right. I don't know what that is. That's a joke.
Sure. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Will you please join me with this little happy birthday for all of you? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, my dear loved ones. Happy birthday to you. Yes, every single one of you.
Awesome. Thank you. Happy birthday out there in good virtual land. Who has an anniversary this month? Someone does, I know. Maybe not in this room, but next year the people we married yesterday will have some names. Let's sing for them.
Oh, you married them.
Yes.
That's what I like. Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, and many more.
Awesome. I know it probably is a little corny, but can you feel how much she loves?
I do love it.
Oh my goodness. How can we deny her that? Really?
Thank you.
Really.
I get to do it every month.
Yes. Thank you for being here. If you're here for the first time, we would love if you would sign our guest book. If you're even here for the first time virtually, send an email. There's from our website. You can certainly do that. And I think that's all I have to say. Just welcome, and so glad that you're here. We love, no matter where you are on your spiritual path, that you're always welcomed here, and we consider this a safe place to be. Thank you.
It's the safest place to be. I consider it. I consider it the most loving, accepting, and safe place you can go. A beautiful song by Karen Drucker. It's called I Will Surrender. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. For I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I let my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure, my greatest high school. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know what I thought was real and pure and free. It's only habit and regret that held me down. So I will surrender to my greatest high school. I will release any fears that block my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. I am stronger every moment, every day. I'll be more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment, every day.
Thank you so much. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes, Caden, we have a video for y'all.
Listen to me, man. You have a great life in front of you. But your great life is in front of you. It's not behind you. What you did back there ain't got nothing to do with what God got for you. What you did back there was learn the lessons to get you to where you are at this particular moment right here. But what God got for you, do you know, man, that you can actually mess your life completely up? You can jack it all the way up and you can turn around and get it right. Do you understand that? Do you understand that you could have had a baby out of wedlock and still be all right? Do you know that you can be divorced multiple times and still be okay? Do you understand that you cannot have a degree and still be just fine? You want to know how I know? Because I'm telling you what I know. I lost everything twice. I don't know if you've ever lost everything before, but I've been bottomed out twice. I done seen rock bottom 2 times. I've been through some walls up in here, man. I'm just trying to tell you, man, God is really with you. You ain't got to believe me. You ain't got to believe me. But keep doing it without God. Let me know how it worked for you. Matter of fact, write a book on how to make it without God. Because I want to read it. I want to read the first page. And then I want to read the last page because there ain't going to be but 2. You can jack your life all the way up. God is in the forgiving business. You can make all the mistakes you want to make or think you shouldn't make. God is in the get it together business. If you got dreams and visions, I got news for you. God is in the make your dream come true business. He did it for me. How he won't do it for you? A lot of y'all better than me. I'm just gonna flat out tell you. Most of y'all ain't done what I had to do to get to where I am today. You just ain't had to do this type of dirt. You ain't been homeless, so what you ain't had to scrap like me. Most of y'all didn't come, you're not old as me. I've overcome it all because I have a relationship with him. And you can listen to me and tell that I'm not a perfect person. I am not a perfect Christian. I have my flaws. I am a flawed human being. But guess what? You are too. You ain't got it all together. I dare you to say you do. I make a lot of money, man. But guess what? I ain't got it all together. I'm hurting. I'm hurting, man. Everybody tripping through something. Everybody, I don't care who you are, you're going through something. But if you got God, you can make it. I'm just telling you this little piece of information. Look, I don't see most of y'all most of the time. So you're sitting here, you're kind of looking at me a little bit odd. Why Steve talking like this stuff? I'm just trying to put you on game. Because let me tell you, all y'all want to be successful. And you want to be happy, but you got to get there. It's a shortcut to getting there. The shortcut to getting there is the relationship with God. If you try it without him, you're going to fail miserably. You're going to sink, man. It's going to be ugly for you. Now, this is what you got to do. Identify your gift and get busy with it. God gave all of you a gift. Identify your gift. It is the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. That's your gift. Get busy at that. If it's drawing, if it's teaching, if it's sharing, if it's caregiving, he put that gift inside of you. He didn't hide it under a rock or put it under the mountain or put it on the mountain somewhere. He put the gift in you. And you look at me any kind of way you want to. What I'm just telling you is real. That's how you become successful. Identify your God-given gift, what he gave you at birth. If you do that, God will open up the windows of heaven and pour out a blessing that you won't have room enough to receive. I am telling you, that is a fact.
That's it. That's all there is, right? Okay, we get to go home now. Yeah. Some of us, it's very easy to know what our God-given talents are, right? Patty, Dave, right? Cathy, that beautiful prayer and centering. Thank you, Cathy. You showed up with a new boldness. This whole new post-pandemic Cathy showed up today. I love that. I love that. And so many of us have their talent is just extraordinary. And you see it, right? You see it. And then there's others of us who are like, not quite sure what my talent is. I know God gave me something. God's not a he. Excuse Steve. We don't believe that God is a man or a woman. But that's Steve, and that's okay. He gets to do it his way. If I ask you today, why did you walk in this building? What is it about you? What was your soul calling you to do when you walked in this building? Because there's some reason that brought you here today. What did your soul want? Would you know?
Yes.
Yeah. Carolyn?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love.
Love.
That's what I came here.
Connection. Right? To celebrate with each other and one another. That we have a new day. That we were gifted. Because it wasn't looking so good last year. For so many people, right? I don't know how many people we lost. That passed on based upon COVID. And yet we're still here, so we've got another day to do something. Another day to sing, another day to play. Another day to pray. There's something that we're called to do. And it's not back there in the past, as Steve said. It's moving forward. I don't care how old we are. We're not done until we're done. What is your soul calling you to do and to be and to have and to give? And don't diminish it. It's like, oh, I can only, no. I'm here to do, I'm here to be the best grandma that I can be to my grandchildren. Let's not make it, we don't have to be rocket scientists. So many times we diminish ourselves by, I'm only this, I can only do that, I can only string 2 sentences together, I'm not really a writer. Let's stop playing small and be who we've come here to be. Yeah, let's do that. What does your soul want today? If I ask you today, to do everything that your soul wants. Could you do that? Would you know where you might go? Where would be your next trip? Where would you go after you left here? Maybe you'd go have some lunch or some brunch or dinner or dunch. I call it dunch sometimes. Right? Maybe you'd go see your grandkids or great-grandkids. Maybe you'd go to a movie that you've been wanting to see. Go shopping. But this is the way in which that each of us have to start thinking. Because we tend to look at big things out there. Oh, for my 100th birthday, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. Oh, for my 60th birthday, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. But there's a lot of days between now and my 60th birthday in 5 years. And there's certainly a lot of days between now and my 100th birthday. So what do I want today? What do I want to eat? What does my soul really want me to put into my body today that's going to give me joy? Doesn't necessarily have to be that which is healthy, although that might be a consideration for me. Doesn't have to be what Cheryl wants or what Kitty wants or what Yvonne wants. That I might take that into consideration, but it's really about what I want, what each of us wants. What kind of music do I want to hear? Right, Patty? I mean, if you have a voice like that, what kind of music? Do you feel like singing rock and roll? Do you feel like R&B? Do you feel like, just yes to all of it?
Rock.
Right?
Yeah, whatever.
We're ready.
But that feeling tone of how you show up is where the law of mind works. And each of us has access to that law of mind. We all use it differently, don't we? To create our own world that we want. And it's all good. As long as we're doing it in something that really expresses true joy for us, there's no wrong answer. No wrong answer. But too often, until we take classes, or sometimes we're reminded on a Sunday morning, on a good Sunday morning, we will remind you, and you hear it, that we're really here to do and be and have all that we are here to do and be and have. Your job is to figure out what that is. I don't have that answer necessarily. Basically, I could probably tell you after listening to you for a few minutes, if you're clear. Sometimes people aren't so clear, and they're all over the place, right? But when we really sit in the silence, sit in and connect with that higher self, then that's when we get all the answers. That's where all the goodies come from, that moment in time that we spend with ourselves. Carl Jung says this: who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. It's time for us to awaken to what's next for us. And sure, pain has pushed us in so many avenues. I mean, pain is a powerful motivator, isn't it? Right? You ever had like a little bit of a headache or something, and you think about, gee, I wonder if it's my sinuses, I wonder if it's high blood pressure, I wonder if it's COVID, I wonder, you know what I mean? And so you've got a motivator to now look within and say, what's really going on with my body, and what is it trying to tell me? And if you don't, guess what? As Oprah says, first you get a pebble, then you get a brick, then you get a brick wall. So you want to listen to your pain. It is that which is encouraging you to do and be and have that which you need to do, be and have. And when you're not feeling so good, when you're uncomfortable, that's when you really relax into the knowingness that, you know what, this isn't for me. I can't be with this person one more day. I can't be at this job one more second. If I don't get to sing or play the keyboards or do that which I'm really called to do and be, I don't know that I can live. That's where the magic happens, when you are aware, like, this is happening to me, and it's for my good. Everything that happens to me is for my good. And so even though this is not feeling very comfortable right now, I'm knowing that my next step, my next breath is going to be better because I won't put up with this stuff again. I almost said a bad word, sorry. I caught myself.
Do it.
I don't have to put up with this one more second. Yeah. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. We are in the business of the teaching of awakening people to their spiritual magnificence. That was many years ago, that was the vision of, before we were Centers for Spiritual Living, that's a long story. Anyway, that was who we were previously, prior to being Centers for Spiritual Living. We were Religious Science International. We want to awaken people to their spiritual magnificence. I have an answer. Not necessarily your answer, but I have an answer. But you have a better answer for your life. And we've got people here to pray you up. I mean, yesterday I had no doubt. I was sitting there at the wedding. We were officiating a wedding. And I had no doubt Patty was going to be okay.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Not a shadow of a doubt. But the point is, and what the bigger news is that she had enough nerve, courage, desire to be here, that she wanted to make sure that she had people on her side that were practicing that which she knew but couldn't see for herself. That's what we do as a ministry of prayer team.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. You know, there's something called the law of growth. And it's in the New Thought Dictionary here. Let me read it to you. Because sometimes we experience pain. We experience pain, and it's for our higher good, and it still doesn't feel good, and we're not tapped into why we're experiencing that, because we don't really know who we've come here to be. So, for example, let me read the law of growth first here. The law of growth, that principle which contains everything necessary to the fulfillment of any idea which has been placed in the creative soil of mind. As the seed placed in the ground must have a definite period of time for the development of the life germ into the perfect plant, so does the law of growth require time for the fulfillment of an idea. Man or woman drops an idea into mind, drop it into the law, that B part, drops it into mind, and then remains faithful to it until the law of growth delivers to him or her the manifestation of his or her idea and form. Sometimes we put stuff in the law, and we forget that we put it there. So if I were, let's say, I think one of the things that I've come here to be is courageous, then wouldn't that take an act? Don't I have to be courageous, I have to show courage. So there might be an uncomfortable situation that has to occur for me to be all of who I say I am, or I want to be, right? So there's that uncomfort. And it's about knowing who I am and knowing that as I move through this, as I step to this, I'm gonna be able to be the person that I said that I wanted to come here to be. So it's really about coming into alignment with who each of us is and knowing what that is. The law of growth. Some of the biggest lessons are learned in what is known as the dark night of the soul. Anybody ever experienced the dark night of the soul? Of course. Yeah. And extremely uncomfortable. You just want out of it. You just want out of it. And then at some point, you don't want to rush it. Because that dark night is usually more than a night. Yes? Right? It could be a week, it could be a month, it could be a year. Kind of had a dark night of the soul as a society last year, I think. At some point, you don't want to rush through it because you want to see the gift, the full gift. And you want to trust in the process. You want to trust in the knowing this, that you in spirit can create anything. You got into this mess, and you can get out and get out of the mess with Spirit's help. Yeah. The law of growth. And when we stand in that dark night, and we just surrender and say, Spirit, just help me, then you truly know that you and Spirit are one. Because the only reason why we have issues and experience pain is because we've forgotten that Spirit and you are one. And you're a team. So you're never anywhere alone. Never. Isn't that comforting?
Yes.
Yeah. You never have to do anything alone. There's really no reason to be fearful. There's no reason to be upset. There's no reason to be in pain, because this too is meant for good, whatever this too is. Worship.
Okay. Pain. Don't you think sometimes name can be changed? Because, change is.
Pick one.
Yeah, just pick one. Yeah. Pick one. Yeah, Stacy, we were talking about a wedding we attended last night. I'm going to tell you about it because I was looking at the invitation this morning, and it's from our beloved Lynn Mukara, who found her beloved. And she says, the invitation says, I have found the one my soul loves. I'm like, that's our talk title today. And during the week, of course, Coffee with the Revs on the 3rd, and this belongs to someone, and I'll give it to whoever it belongs to later. C.S. Lewis, we're reminded in one of the readings that C.S. Lewis said, you don't have a soul, you are a soul. You have a body. So you are a soul. You don't have a soul, but you have a body. I'm reminded when Stacy was saying that, what her body might want for dinner, lunch or brunch, or whatever that might be. I know. I'm sure she didn't come up with that. She might have. She's pretty creative. Yes, yes. This month, our vision and our mission, our theme, or whatever you want to call it, is the soul's call. That's why I told you that you are a soul. And Stacy reminded you that what Carl Jung said, that who looks outside dreams and who looks inside awakens. And I believe that we were called to do that in the last 14 months, right? A lot of us. Pushed by pain. We kept, is it pushed? Pushed? Okay. We kept arguing about, is it pushed or is it pulled? So just suppose you didn't deny or avoid it. Just for a minute. Because it's I think it kind of chases you if you try to deny it. Don't you? Yes. But rather embrace it, and I'm not saying that it's easy, but it's an invitation to a higher consciousness, a deeper love, an opportunity to put that faith into action. You know, Ernest Holmes says in our Science of Mind textbook, I believe everything is as real as it is supposed to be. If a person hurts, they hurt. There is no use denying it. One of our beloved Tracy Brown, who's a practitioner in Dallas, Texas, suggested that pain is the perfect fertilizer. And that life goes through seasons just like a garden. And pain is like the fertilizer you use to prepare the grass, the flowers, or grow trees. Or fertilizers work by providing essential nutrients required for a strong and healthy plant. So who's a gardener? Who's a gardener? I'm not a gardener. I have attempted to be one. So don't look at our plants real closely. But have you noticed as a garden that you don't have to plant the weeds? That they just freaking show up without invitation, without any work on your part. But you have to work to remove them, right? If you want healthy plants. Or a nice looking garden. I don't know that they're unhealthy for the plants, but they're not all very pretty though. She says to think of pain as preparing the soil of your life to represent your deepest soul's purpose. You know, the pandemic was such a great example of us using pain to be pushed by pain, I think. And it just reminded us of how that we are creative beings. I mean, there's certainly, I cannot believe that any one of you sitting here or out there in virtual land thought for 1 second that this would never be over. May have felt like it for those few months, but I believe we had the faith that it would get figured out. Has to. Right? We're all creative beings, and there are people that, you know, like Steve said, that know more than I do, certainly. You know, it's important to acknowledge the pain, however, whatever you're experiencing, acknowledge it, because you can't change what you don't acknowledge, right? And you can't, I think it helps you to move forward. You can't stop it. It's like, as hard as you try, you cannot do it. Because you've not, especially if you acknowledge it. So just replace the consciousness that delivered that pain, and I'm not saying it's easy, with a renewed commitment to demonstrate your best life yet. This is why we're here. To express our best life. You will notice as you get rid of your old ways and false beliefs that your faith deepens and you begin to manifest a life that you've longed for. And it's work, just like pulling those weeds. It's a little work involved. Your journey through this pain is a pathway to joy. Now, I always say that suffering is optional. On the refrigerator, I say choose joy. On most cards, I say choose joy because it is a choice. And I do believe suffering is optional. None of us enjoys a painful experience. And if you do, you might need to talk to a few people with degrees and stuff. But instead of avoiding it and ignoring it and pretending that it doesn't exist, remember Reverend Stacy told you about the brick wall? Don't ignore it. You know, we can accept it and use it in a positive way, believe it or not. You know, this week I want you to remember that whatever pain you're experiencing can inspire you to choose what you want instead. I'm like, what is this here for? What is this here to teach me? What is it here to teach me? You know, Reverend Stacy and I in ministerial school at Holmes Institute took a class called Living as If No One and Nothing is Against You. I think that's the name of the class. It might have been the name of the book, but Dr. Gary Simmons and his wife, Dr. Jane Simmons, are Unity ministers. But they inspired us to become quantum living coaches. And one of the first processes of the teaching which is really teaching how to work with your shadow, that shadow side, you know, those buttons that people push that you forgot that you installed? Yeah. So the first thing you do is we write down, one of the first exercises we do is we ask folks to write down the names of the folks that they admired the most. Then we asked them to write down those qualities of and what it is about those folks that they admire the most. And then we tell them that these things that you admire in these people is who you've come here to be. Because you couldn't recognize it in anyone unless it was in you. This is who you've come here to be. And to have to, and it's fun to remind them of them when we're debriefing them on certain things. And I had the opportunity to brief a young man last week, and he had just launched a website, and people kind of send him little hate mail and how ugly and all the most horrible things you could say to someone about a website they created that they thought was beautiful. And he could not, I had a hard time convincing this person that to look at your card, who have you come here to be? And to remember that nothing and no one is against you. Because, of course, that attack was certainly felt like someone is against you. And to remind this person that, so what? It's not your truth. What you have on your card as who you've come here to be is the truth of who you are. They kind of acquiesce. I don't believe that they believe me still. There's some work to be done. We have a few more weeks to go. Ernest Holmes says on page 213 that we must transcend the appearance. Even though we admit it as a fact, we are not so cold-blooded, we being religious scientists, science of mind and spirit folks, as to say to a person with pain that there is no such thing as pain. That is not our purpose. We admit the fact, and he has this in all caps, it is quite a different thing to admit its necessity. Do not deny the pain. But it takes some work to get past it. But you can't change what you don't acknowledge. Pain brings you to the opportunity to discover who you truly are. We've been saying that all morning. We are accomplices to our own suffering. I still believe suffering is optional. Not intentionally, mind you. I don't think we're accomplices intentionally. So I want to invite you to perhaps meet with a practitioner, a minister, with a plan or a prayer to help you with the realization of those pains and the realization and the truth of the pain that you're experiencing, which is its complete opposite, is peace, calmness, joy, and the perfection that you truly are. Now, we're not going to attempt to convince you, but we want you to come to that realization. And our prayer is for you to know that that is the truth from the beginning. You don't become that, you are that. You're not going to be that, you already are that. It's not in the future, it's here right now. It is who we all are. And that's what we're here to remind you of. That's what pain is here to teach you and to remind you of. Thank you for being here. Namaste. So glad you're here, Patty.
Oh, it's all because of, I think, those prayers, that's what did it. I knew it, but I knew I was okay, right? I knew I was okay, but I gotta tell you, I'm so sorry. I did not know you guys were at a wedding. Didn't know we were busy like that. And I'm a big baby, so when it comes to this jaw, anything having to do with, you know, the singing stuff, I was a little nervous. I was a wreck. Oh boy. So I texted my friends. They prayed. It worked.
We're here.
Yeah, I mean it. I thank you, and Dave thanks you.
You're welcome, Dave.
Now, wait a
That's what
minute.
we really were praying for.
Now, Dave, was it that bad? It was touch and go for him. So I'm sure you're going to change your numbers, I bet, after this.
No.
No, they won't. Here's a beautiful song called Unwritten. I am unwritten, can't read my mind. I'm under fire, yeah. I'm just beginning, the pen's in my hand. Endings unplanned, staring at the blank page before you. Open up a dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you were trying to do. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Did you melt with words wide open? Did you laugh with mouth wide open? Today is where your book begins. The rest is still unwritten. Yeah. Oh yeah. 'Cause I'll break tradition, and none my times are outside the lines. We've been conditioned to not make mistakes, but I can't live that way. Staring at the blank page before you, open up a dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Put yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. Oh, it's unwritten, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm staring at the blank page before you. Open up a dirty window, let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Reaching for something in the distance, so close you can almost taste it. Release your inhibition. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else can do it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Put yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. Put yourself in words unspoken, live your life with arms wide open. Today is where your book begins. The rest is still, oh yeah, it's all unwritten. The rest is still unwritten. You make up the rest. Oh, your book is still unwritten. Yeah, 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 yeah. Still unwritten. Ooh, feel the
that we consider giving and receiving. And we have a basket in the back where if you want to leave a giving, love, donation, tithe, whatever you want to call it. Thank you. Even on your phone, you can text one as well. If you know our affirmation, or if it's on the screen, you can follow it with us, please. From the love of pure spirit within me, I bless my gifts. I send them forth to heal and bless and prosper. It is evidence of my faith and belief. It does good work in the world and returns to me multiplied abundantly. Ooh, I love that enthusiasm right here. Ooh, it feels good. And what I know to be the truth is that we are all abundant. And we all have cell phones that remind us of those things in life that need to continue to go on. But what I know for sure is that each and every person in this sanctuary and beyond is opulent, is abundant, and represents joy. Because it's only energy. It's all energy. And what I know is that this place is here because of that energy. And the shoulders that I stand on continually, every day, blesses this Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living with all of its gifts and all of its tithes and all of its offerings. And it's used with grace and integrity. And I also know that whomever feels that they are unable to give, I want them to recognize and realize the truth of their being is that they are abundant. And to move forward through whatever pain it is, and to know it's just, you call it pain, but it's just a little change. Thank you so much. And together let's say, and so it is. Amen.
Okay, well, our announcements today are, the first one is, of course, I'm on, I guess.
Yes, you're on. You're slow. You're slow.
I'm slow?
No, low, slow.
Okay.
No, you were not slow.
Well, that's okay. As long as they can hear me out there, out in the Zoom box. So the idea is that we are still having our Coffee with the Revs every Wednesday morning at 10:30 a.m. so you can connect with everybody, and mostly the Revs. So let's remember that. Our concert series, yippee, Patty Powers is starting with the concert series. Phew. It's going to be June 18th, it's a Friday night at 7 p.m. and the tickets are on sale for $20. If you wait.
That's it?
Okay, I can double it.
Whatever.
But it will be more if you have to wait until you come to the door. It'll be $25. So it's more important to get your tickets right away. And then, of course, the second concert will be Don Scott, and the third is, and Robbie LeBlanc. So we've got the whole summer packed with music. Yay. We need to text our gifts to the center, LVCSL 725-502-2505, and then follow the prompts. And we have a new thing where you ask a practitioner a question, and you just go to ask lvcspractitioner@gmail.com. And we didn't have a question last week. What is up with this? I thought you were going to try to stump us.
They know everything. They know.
They must know it all. Yeah, so put together a question for us, one really hard one, so we can really have a hard time answering this. That'll be fun. And for prayer support, just send your prayer request to prayer@lasvegascsl.org or text 702-524-7096. This coming Wednesday, we have our Heart of Peace meditation that Reverend Aldo. I always want to say that. Reverend Aldo. It's Reverend Aldo, Father Aldo, has been doing now for many years. And we have Reverend Rafe Ellis is opening with prayer and meditation. And then we have, of course, our wonderful Karen Jones with the sound bath. And you can watch this on our Facebook Zoom, but it's so much better if you come here in person. I can't even begin to tell you. So please come 6 o'clock this Wednesday. And we're going to be highlighting our community partner, Safi, right across the parking lot, and they'll be here, so you'll get to know a little bit more about Safi. They'll take a few minutes to explain what they do, so it's going to be very good. We have a class coming up here. Reverend Stacy and Reverend Cheryl are teaching a class on Tuesday, June 15th on Zoom, and it's called The Journey of the Soul, and it says we will invite you to affirm and experience your inner divinity, and at the same time, honor your humanness and appreciate the beauty of who you are in the here and now on your path to higher expression of your divine nature. And the tuition is $145. It's a 6-week class, and it's at 6 o'clock on Tuesday evenings. And if you need a scholarship, please go to the happenings table so that we don't ever let you not be part of the class if you need some help. We also have another class that Reverend Wanda is teaching starting June 24th. It's called 40 Days to Total Prosperity. And this is where you learn to become a channel for affluence. And it's understanding the energy of money, and you're conditioning your consciousness towards prosperity, of course. And there is no charge for this class. The book is just $7, and it's a little itty-bitty book. I mean, it's like this big and that thin. And it's called The Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. Fabulous little book. So that's 2 classes coming up. We also have the Healing Words Book Club, Dear American Notes of an Undocumented Citizen. Let me say that again. Dear American, Notes of an Undocumented Citizen by Jose Antonio Vargas. This is their new book, and this will be on Zoom on the last Wednesday of the month on June 30th. So just let Reverend Stacy know if you're interested in joining that class. We need volunteers, and we've got a sign-up sheet back there for anybody that wants to volunteer with us. And we have a wonderful little volunteer in the body form of Tea DeStefano, and she's putting together all these little bags that you see back on the table for the homeless people, and she's looking for more donations. So let's really help her do that, and let's help the homeless here. We need to remember to look for Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living on Amazon. Smile, Patty Powers.
I'm there.
She's there all the time. And the address is just smile@amazon.com. So whenever you go to get anything on Amazon, go there. Because we do get, is that it?
Yes.
All righty then.
Everything is
See?
Patty.
There you go. Because we get a percentage.
Yeah.
The bookstore is also open for any purchase items. We've got jewelry. Our Gail brings beautiful jewelry and soaps, and besides the books and everything, we've got all kinds of other things over there, so be sure to check that out. And remember to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and then subscribe to our YouTube channel, thanks to Julius. Have a great week, everybody.
Thanks, Kitty. You too.
Okay, so I do a lot of shopping. I do. I love it. It's fine. A lot. And I never forget you guys. You're always right.
Right, you got to. It's so
I
easy.
know, isn't that great?
Nothing to it.
You know, I'd like to ask our minister prayer team, practitioners or ministers visiting or otherwise, to please come forward so that you can see. It's 22 of us in all. We have 3 that just passed their written exam, coming up for their panel. Oh, we worship you now. Hi. So good to see you all. You know, Stacy, mine and Stacy's class, when I look, we're talking about the soul today, and our class is called Journey of the Soul, just so happened. But it says, Journey of the Soul refers to the cycle of experience through which the ego passes on the pathway of self-discovery. We're allowing 20 people for the class. We're almost there, so please sign up soon. And the book is called Magic of the Soul, and it's in our bookstore as well. We just, if you would like prayer today, please don't leave here with a heavy heart. These beautiful women can pray with you, pray for you. We also have a prayer request box. It's called God's Pocket. If you want to place a prayer in that box, you can do that as well. Thank you so much for being here. Reverend Stacy.
All right, so if you all would just close or lower your eyes, whatever is most comfortable for each. And let's just take a deep breath. As we are now feeling all shored up, knowing that we are love in expression. We feel that connection, which is vital to each of us to move through each of our days. And so now we go about our business of just being the wonderful, expressive souls that each of us is. And as we go through each step of the day, we just ask ourselves, what does my soul want? What is my soul calling me to do? What would I love to have, do, and be? Let's just take that time to do that, to be that, and to have that. Even if it's just for one day. Let's see how that works out. Oh, and I'm just so grateful. I'm grateful for the smiles, I'm grateful for the warmth, I'm grateful for the love that the knowingness of this teaching always provides me. I'm knowing that each and every person goes about their day to their breakfast, lunch, dunch, brunch, whatever you want to call it, and just has a grateful heart. And they just enjoy their lives. And if pain happens to approach or be very, very close to one's heart, I'm just knowing that each person reaches out to one of the ministers, one of the ministerial prayer team, and just allows someone to reach back so that they can be a loving presence. And so that they move throughout their day and throughout their week, knowing that they are loved and they're part of the one, because that is certainly the truth of who each of us is. So for that and so much more, I just say thank you, thank you, thank you for this beautiful day, for each person being here, for us celebrating that one spiritual path, that one love, one light, one world. And together let's say, and so it is. Something wonderful.
All right, repeat after me.
I was gonna say it myself.
I was looking, I was going to say myself. I thought you had something to say.
Well, I was gonna just, I'm so into it.
Oh, if you would please repeat after me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
Something wonderful is happening to me right now.
I know this in my mind.
I know this in my mind.
I feel it in my body.
I feel it in my body.
And so it is.
And so it is. Make it a great week.
Oh, I've got something to say, let me tell you. I just wanted to sing.
Well, sing it then.
Just wanted to say I love you. I'm gonna sing it. I'm gonna sing it for you, okay? We got a little song, we're gonna sing it. It's all right. It's one of our songs. Super grateful for you guys, super grateful.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's not the one. No.
That's all right, though.
Justin Timberlake.
That's all right.
That was Holy Way, and that's great. I love that song.
Yeah, I do too.
Okay, now you're not gonna like my Justin Timberlake, but don't worry. If we find it, you're gonna love it, okay? And you're gonna
That's
dance.
it. No beer for
Yes, we are.
You're gonna dance.
That sounds like an order.
Sorry, Caden. Caden and Jaden. That's all right.
Oh,
What?
wow, it was made.
Whatever.
whatever you have. Whatever you have.
Okay, yeah, happy, whatever. I'm good.
Is it dance time yet? Or we could just play one. It's always dance time.
We're at the Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living, right? We dance here. I don't know about you guys. Yep. Might be crazy what I'm about to say. Okay. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. Uh-huh.